Hello guys, this is gonna be a relatively shorter video, but very interesting one as well. This will be a game review of a very interesting game that was played recently. It was between the greatest Go player ever, Changho, and the current world's #1 player, Shin, so the greatest of all time versus the current strongest player, which is also the strongest, player in history, which is Jinseo right now. Li Changho is the player who has won the largest number of Go championships in history. So very interesting take with a very interesting finish, an extremely rare draw or tie in Go. And you guys may have heard that in Go there are no ties, and that is broadly correct, although I suppose one tie kind of breaks that. But it is generally true. While in chess there are many draws, in Go there are almost no draws, and that's because in Go we go with a half a point komi, and so the 6.5 points or 7.5 points of komi makes sure that neither side usually can get to half a point. So so it's, Go is an increment of 1. The board has 19 by 19, 361 intersections, and so usually this will the half a point is enough to do this. So let's first, one of the most interesting things or the nicest things about Go is the ease of learning, or the easiness to pick up. Go is notoriously hard to master, but the rules are very simple. Here are the rules. Black plays and then white and black alternates. A move consists of placing one stone on an intersection. Okay, these are basically no rules, right? A player may pass, okay, to not play. A stone is connected, okay, that's just connected. A stone is connected to a group. If it's surrounded, it dies, and no stone can be played so as to recreate a former board position. That's an interesting one. And okay, and at the end, the rules, we count up whoever has more territory and whoever takes over more of the board, and then that's over. So here basically the only rule we have to know is if we surround a stone or a group of stones, they get captured if they run out of liberties. The key rule here that pertain to today is this. No stone can be played to recreate a former board position. This is known as the Ko rule, or if you take a stone and you can't immediately take it back. And if we go look at this game at the end here, this local board, when black has played the last one, is an example of a Ko, which means white cannot immediately take back the Ko. White has to play, for example here, black cannot take the Ko, black has to play somewhere else, and then black can take the Ko back. Okay, so the Ko rule is basically the only one new rule that that is not like totally natural out of the board basically, and that's to prevent the game from us just repeating back and forth. Now this Wikipedia rules of Go is a little bit it's very encompassing in that it talked about the Ko rule in this way. Now in this tournament game that we talked about, does not have a former board position rule. It just has that ko rule. You can't basically repeat the board position 2 moves ago or 1 move ago. So in most Go rules, China, Korea, Japan, European, American Go rules, all basically the same, and most of the time the rule is you can't take back the ko. So there is, what we are left with is only one way to end the game in a draw, which is you can repeat the position over and over again, which is what we will see in our game that we're going to study at the end. But that does include a little bit of a special treatment of this ko rule. Rule number 7 here on Wikipedia. If they had followed this rule, like we can't repeat any board position at all, then there would absolutely be no draws in Go at all. But most Go rules do allow for this. We can repeat a former board position just as long as it's not immediate, as long as it's not like totally like immediately as a ko. Okay, and so the ko rule is the only manufactured rule for this. And the other board game that everyone knows, the most played board game on earth, is chess. And just the rule sets aside how the pieces move, and you can take it en passant pawns, castling, promotions and everything. Let's just talk about the types of draws in chess. And here we go. In chess, there are many ways to draw, and for one, it is at the end of the day and at the end of the game, if one cannot checkmate the other, it is a draw. And there's another draw which is called a stalemate. If a player cannot make any moves and is not being checkmated, which ends the game. Basically, if a player cannot make any moves, it is called a stalemate, and it is called a draw. So that's the only case where a player can have so many more pieces and clearly winning, but still have the game end in a draw. By the way, in Chinese chess, the same kind of a stalemate is counted as a win is counted as a win. So you could count this both sides. Another rule for chess is the threefold repetition rule, which is if you repeat a board position 3 times, then it's a draw, because there's no reason to repeat 3 times, maybe once or twice. But if you keep repeating, the end game ends in a draw, which is similar to what we're gonna see later. There's the 50 move rule, which is if there's 50 moves and no pawn has moved and no capture has been made, it is also a draw. A corollary to that is why 50, maybe 75. Okay, and the impossibility of checkmate, which is you just left with not enough pieces or materials, they call it in chess, to checkmate the opponent, and then that's a draw. And you can also agree to a draw if it's if both players agree. Perpetual check is also a draw. That is included in the probably in the repetition rule, probably. And so just the draws, there are so many, and one of the best things about Go is that in the World Championships of Go, because of their lack of draws, it's possible to play the game totally fairly with Komi to negate the first mover's advantage, and also in a very small amount of games. The biggest tournaments, the In Cup that we just saw before, was best out of 5, 3 out of 5. In many championships, it's 2 out of 3. Now this, as you can imagine, for chess, this is a little bit more difficult. And the most exciting or the most decisive chess championships was played of recent years is played in 2023. Here is what their score is. 7 versus 7 with tie breaks at the end, so a total of 14 plus 4, 18 games. So the last chess championships was decided in 18 games. And here it was most exciting because in many of these games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 games out of the 7 games out of the 18 games ended in a decisive one, with 11 draws and 7 decisive games. So this is like a most exciting chess championships with the most number of decisive games, they call it. A more typical world championships in chess, it's held every 2 years because each time this takes 2 weeks to finish, or 14 games, which maybe 3 weeks to finish. They play 1 game a day. This one, Magnus Carlsen. This ended in 11 games with 7 games in a draw, 4 games in victory, all from the same player, and that ended early. Another typical one from before. This one, let's see. This one ended. This was a 12 gamer, and look, all 12 games ended in a draw. And they went to tie breaks as usual and everything. So this was 12 out of 12 draws. Yes, imagine playing 2 weeks and all the games ended in a draw. Another one beforehand was this one. This one had 2 decisive victories and 10 draws. So the draw problem in chess is a huge one for them, and luckily for Go players, we don't have that. But okay, that's enough of that. As you know, we Go players are very, very jealous of the chess players and the amount of fame and the large number of player base in the Europe and North America and Asia that they have. In Asia, more people do play Go, but without China, then more people play chess. So, okay. So we had to put one in there for the chess. Okay. So in Go, basically, we can only have a infinitely repeating large board position without having this be a ko. And that's the only way we get to a infinitely repeating position where we don't take the ko back all the time, and neither side is willing to give up this area in order to keep the game going. So this is what happened near the end of this game. So Li Changho, the greatest player of all time, the GOAT, is white. Shin, the current #1 player in the world, is black. And here is what happens near the end, which is here. What is going on is that the black corner has 2 kos and then an eye. But white does not have an eye, but white is gonna try to live with these triple ko repeats. Okay, so first let us take a look. Let us take a look at the game review. So first let's take a look at why this game is ending in a draw. And here is the review window. And let's put that up a little bit. Okay, good. Okay, let's just make that a bit bigger. We're good. So this game is gonna end with okay. So let's get to the end here. Now what's gonna happen is that white is gonna play here, black is gonna play this ko, white is gonna take, and they're gonna repeat kos like this. And because this is not taking any ko itself back at the same time, this would be an infinitely repeating game without any player having violated the ko rules. Okay, alright, so at the end of this, what's gonna happen is that black is gonna something like this. Black is gonna play this to try to capture white. White is gonna play these moves. Interesting. Hold on. Okay, so this game ended here. White is gonna play this move. White is gonna play this move. Black is gonna play the ko, and okay, something like this will happen. I see. Okay. All right. So right now, basically, both sides are alive, but both sides have to keep playing in this area. So when white plays, white will play here. Black, if, well, okay. I confused myself a little bit, guys. So what, well, okay. Why is this a triple ko? Let's see how they played this, okay? When white played this, black played somewhere else. White played somewhere else, and black comes to take this ko, white will take, black will take. Why does black not take this move? Well, let's ask the AI. At the end of this, we're gonna have to, I think we're gonna have to okay, so it's gonna look like this, and then black would have to play somewhere else. I see. It's like a double ko that repeats. Very interesting. I see. So this is a lot more rich than it first seemed, which is quite interesting. Okay, guys. Great. All right, I'm ready to put the verdict down on this game. It was quite interesting and very complicated. Okay, so suppose black plays here. White is gonna play somewhere else, and black would capture, but black will never be able to win this ko because of the infinitely repeating ko threats. For white, on the inside, white can always take back this ko, so it's very interesting. So this means that white is alive, and that also means that black is gonna have to either accept the ko result from this, and then accept this infinite repeating ko, or black will have to play somewhere else, and at the end of the day, white is the one who can play something like this and capture this. So okay. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, but white does not have to actually play it. White can play somewhere else. For example, here, white can push here and capture this, and black will never be able to capture white, so black will either have to accept this, or at the end of the day, black is going to have to play like this. White is going to play somewhere else, and black is going to have to accept losing the inside. And losing the inside is going to be a loss for black. Okay, so at the end of the day, because there's no way to capture white, there's no way to capture white, white can infinitely repeat this against black. And there's no way for black to win as long as black gives up this corner. Black is gonna have to play along with white, and it's gonna end in they're gonna just keep playing repeating ko moves like this, and there's gonna be one ko that they can immediately take, that they can take back. It's the ko more than 2 moves ago. The last ko white took, black cannot take it back right away, and the black move, white cannot take the ko right away, so white has to take the 3rd ko, and they're gonna repeat, taking the 3rd ko always until the end of time, and that's gonna be the end of that. Okay, because so white will never give this up. This is a huge group. For black to give this up, black is gonna have to get enough territory elsewhere on the board, and black is not willing to do that. So this is how this game is ended in 3 ko triple ko repetition. All right. So let's take a look at how this triple ko actually happened and unfolded in the game. Again, this will not be a full, big, detailed review, but this would show us how this will actually happen. Okay, so a very unconventional joseki to begin the game. AI wants white to Atari here, play this move, and then keep playing here. In the game, white played a ladder breaking move, and then black answered here. Now, if black had responded, this would be, wow, this is kind of complicated. The ladder that they're playing is this one, this ladder, and if this ladder does not work for black, then it would be good for white. And so, okay. After this, so in the game, black did not respond, and white played here as a response. You may have heard of sort of this move, but this move is a new one, and Li Changho was not quite right. The Hane was okay. Let's see. The Hane was okay, but in the game, white chose to extend it down. Let's see if this is any good. It was 43% for white. I see. Extending down is also okay. And so this happened. Okay, now white does go capture this. This is a very big capture. It makes white absolutely strong. It also leaves a little bit of aji inside this territory against black. And this kind of a move is a very, very good one. You guys will want to remember that Go players as pros are always very, very aggressive. How are they aggressive? They are trying to win the game, so this kind of a large cut protection move is designed to specifically get over, like take control over as much of the board as possible, as quickly as possible. This is very aggressive and very, very good. Now, you might say, well, does it actually protect my cut? No, it does not. It simply makes the cut not worthwhile for the opponent, for black. So this kind of a move is very, very good. It's like I'm super protecting my cut. I'm doing something that's making a lot more than any cut protection measure, and I protect the cut by not by taking it away from the opponent, but by making the end result good for me. And in this way, white is able to achieve maximum influence over the rest of the board. So something to pick up from the pros, and definitely something to try to implement in your game. You go as far as you need to until you figure, oh, I went too far there and left too much of a weakness. And I highly recommend trying to go as far as possible. And going as far as possible is also what I attribute my journey as a Go player, all the way up to my professional level. So suffice it to say, you guys will never have to. This advice would always be useful for you guys. Try to achieve more rather than less. This peep is also very makes a lot of sense because white has made 3 stones in the corner, and to peep on the outside, this just makes the black stone not surround anything on the inside, and white's stone would be doing a lot more on the outside, which makes perfect sense. Here white comes in for the attack, and remember, when the professionals attack, they are almost always doing the attack in a sustainably developing kind of a way. And here you will see that when white is attacking, white would also be making the top territory, and that makes perfect sense. Okay, so here black invades, and here's a very good example of when black has strengthened himself enough, it is time to invade. You don't want to keep strengthening and then slow yourself down too much. If you do, your opponent would run ahead of you, and professionals are very, very sharp about that. Okay, so another group is made on the top, and big fighting took place, and now the black middle group is still under attack, and here's another good example of the kinds of attacks that the professionals will often play. Now this is very nice because there is no way for white to totally surround black, and so white is playing this kind of a move in a I'm gonna try to cash in on my attack early, and then as we saw in the game, because of the weakness in the middle, black ends up pushing out. Black is Shin Jinseo, by the way, #1 player in the world. White is Changho, the former #1 and currently still the greatest player of all time. Okay, and here we can see how white is really cashing in on the attack. So this move is threatening this cut, and so that's why he wants black to respond, and then white is gonna play on the right hand side. The result of this attack is black destroyed the top, but white destroyed black's right hand side and also made some territory on the right. Okay, so in the game, black played this block, which is a more efficient way of protecting the cut. Again, another thing that's very, very highly recommended. Black has one eye in the middle after white cuts, and because black blocked there, this one stone cannot live. So black would be alive this way. And this way, rather than just connecting, black is making a very, very big endgame move territory move on the left-hand side, and this move is gonna have repercussions down the line. Ask what the AI says. AI wants white to play here. Black is doing a bit better right now. White is at 9%. Don't let the percentages fool you guys. 9% is only 5 points behind, something like that. Definitely not, human 9%. Okay, so the repercussions happened right away, and because black blocked earlier, let's check the AI. The AI wants black to play this kind of a move, and note how the invasion of the corner happens at 3, the 2-4 point. So black did not play there, and let's see if there are any repercussions as a result. Surprisingly, black was at 91% or so after this campaign in the corner, definitely losing less than 5 points. White is now totally even. This just shows that the 91%, the 9%, as long as you're above 5% and below 95, you cannot worry when as us as human players. Okay, so the best move here is to capture safely with this extend, capturing the corner. White is going to use the extra liberties to do this. If white played something like this, note that there is a very nice way for black to get lots of liberty in the corner, like this, and I'm not sure I'm not sure about the liberties count, but maybe this would be this would be a ko. Black has 2 liberties, white has 2 liberties in ko. So too many liberties would be disastrous for white. First, black captures several stones on the outside, and then it's still a ko for a much bigger group. So white really needs to clamp down on the black liberties. And in the game, white chooses this way. And this does clamp down on the liberties very, very quickly. And so the game goes on for until later. Okay, and so this is the first shadows of this triple ko that's going to happen later. And so here, white does have a choice. White has a choice to connect here, and this way white is going to make an eye here, unless, white is going to make an eye here unless black plays this move, and as long as black plays this move, white is going to have one more liberty on the outside. Later, this shape would look like this, and white would have 4 liberties against black's 2 liberties, and it's going to be totally fine. Okay, so this move ends the corner situation, and we go on for the rest of the game. So in the game, white did not play that. White played, this is a gote move, of course. Professionals, they're not going to play a gote move. They're not going to play any gote move. So white played this move, which allowed black to clamp down on the white liberties ahead of time. And now they have read it out, and by now they should know that this is going to be a triple ko. So black would play, and then white would play. What white cannot have happen is white cannot have black lose the ko. White cannot lose the outside ko because white cannot lose the outside ko, because if you do, black will connect, and this is a double ko. A double ko that white cannot resolve by connecting, because that loses your whole group. And so white cannot lose the outside ko, but white has a very nice double ko in the corner. With this double ko in the corner, white can always use this as a ko threat. And when black wants to, so white will maintain this position. When black plays on the inside, white would take the other ko for the double ko again. And so white would always have a ko threat against the outside ko. And therefore, even when black plays this outside move, white is just gonna ignore it. And when black takes the outside ko, white will take the double ko as a ko threat. And then when black finds a ko threat, takes it back, white can just use the double ko as an infinite ko resource. And so in this way, white actually holds on to this position. Basically is alive on the inside, and white takes very big endgame moves. And it's key for white to take away the possibility of black giving up on the double ko and then just winning, by territory. And white does make sure that this doesn't happen, and they play on and on. They both know near the end that it's gonna be a draw. And so right about now they both agree to this draw, which is very, very interesting. For black, there is a little bit of a risk for playing for just taking the rest of the endgame, because later on white can sometimes connect here and fight this ko if white has ice space. Therefore, the only way for black to make sure that this is totally over is for black to play this move on the outside, clamping down on white's liberty and basically ending the possibility of white being able to connect, because there's only one liberty left. But if black does this, black has to spend another move in gote, and black is not winning the game if the corner dies anyway, so spending another move in gote is going to be further of a loss. Okay, so this is our review of the game. This clip will have to be edited because even we got very confused even after hearing about this and then reading it out at the end. Just remember, guys, there actually is a draw chance in Go, but it's so rare that this almost never happens, and it's a great treat for the Go community whenever this happens. And it happened between two of the greatest of all time. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's relatively short. We are gonna see you guys in the next one.